Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I want to talk about episode 14 titled Look at the Flowers, and this trailer looks amazing. And I mean, visually looks amazing. It's so bright. It's such a beautiful day, especially this shot here of Negan. I mean, it's been cloudy for a while. I mean, I guess episode 12, it was very cloudy, right? There was smoke everywhere because of the fire. I don't know, this bright sky just really pops out. I just love how it looks. Anyways, I want to talk about episode 14 and talk about what could happen because we do have a lot of things that were revealed in this episode. A lot of things that I was expecting to happen, but a few things that I thought would happen in like episode 15 or would be like a final moment of episode 14, but I guess that's going to be something different because we got this. So there's so much stuff to talk about. If you haven't seen my review yet for Michonne's final episode, I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video if you want to check that out. And of course, before we jump in, I do have to warn you for spoilers for that episode because a lot of big things happened. One moment happened in particular in that episode that, just based off of what was said, was a little weird, to be honest. I'll talk about that later on in the video. It's towards the end, but there was something said in Michonne's final episode that had me going, what? How did you know that? So they're playing with time here, I think, a little bit. Of course, we will find out within the next week or two. But when is Daryl and all the rest going to find out that Rick is alive? Well, I don't think it's going to happen in 14. I actually think it could be a finale thing potentially, or 15 maybe, but it depends on what happens though with all of this. That's the thing. I doubt Judith is going to tell any of them when all this Whisper Horde stuff is happening right now. Beta is going to unleash that horde on everyone on Alexandria Hilltop. I guess just really anyone he can find. It probably will be Alexandria, I'm thinking. So is Judith going to tell them during all of that? Probably not, right? So it depends. If they get some downtime, it'll probably come up then. If not though, if the rest of the season is just a lot of chaos, then we might have to wait until season 11. I will be doing a video right after this on the Rick Grimes movie stuff if that does come out, because Gimple is going to be on Talking Dead tonight. He may have announced some stuff that I haven't seen yet. So yeah, anything he does announce in terms of just, stuff related to the Rick Grimes movie, I'm going to be talking about that in a video coming later on today. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But let's talk about this trailer. So the first thing we see here is that Carol just puts Alpha's head on a pike, and her and Negan are just watching, and I'm guessing this is a border already created by the Whisperers, right? Because they do have a border everywhere. I do like the idea of her doing this, just because Alpha did the same thing to her, right? Put Henry's head on a pike, and she came across that. So that's kind of cool, like Alpha's now in that position, but I guess it's just the comic fan in me. I really wanted the reveal to Daryl and all of them, just dropping the head in front of them sort of thing. Like we got that reveal, I guess, with Carol and Negan in episode 12. And if they did the same thing again with the reveal to Daryl or someone else, right? It would just be a little repetitive, I guess. I don't know. I think it would have been cool to see happen, but it seems like what they're doing is Carol puts the head on the pike here, and then Beta actually finds the head, which obviously he's going to freak out. Like, he's with two Whisperers here. I think he's just going to kill those Whisperers, to be honest. He's going to be extremely pissed off. Beta does seem to take the head, and I'm guessing I don't know exactly what he's going to do with the head. I really want to see what they're going to do with Beta. I'm actually going to be doing a video sometime this week on Beta and some things that Ryan Hurst said, because recently he said that he had a meeting with Gimple and they've talked about some exciting things, and there may or may not be something happening soon. So what does that mean with Beta? Are we going to get a Beta backstory? Because he specifically said that when he first got the part of Beta, or talked about it, or whatever the hell he said, they talked about Beta's backstory and what it could all mean and all of that. And I guess they're going to get into that a little bit, and we could get this spin-off TV series, like a 10-episode limited series, maybe a movie. I'm not exactly sure of the format. If it was a movie, I doubt it would be in theaters. It might be something that would just appear on Netflix or something like that. I don't know. But we see Beta here, and he finds Alpha's head, and I just want to see what his reaction is going to be, because in the comic, he doesn't actually find her head. He finds her like headless corpse in the ground, I'm pretty sure. And then he freaks out. And what's exciting is that he knows that it was Negan that did it. He knows that it was most likely him, and he's just going to be pissed off now because he was already really suspicious of Negan. And so seeing this, I think he'll put two and two together. Negan killed Alpha, which means we're going to get Negan versus Beta coming very, very soon. I imagine that's going to happen in 15 or 16 for sure. It's not going to happen in 14 because they're doing some setup right now for the final war. I think in 15 and in 16, we're going to get the very final battle. They might actually make the finale, like episode 16, the final Whisperer War, just because last year's finale that was more of a, I guess, relaxing episode because episode 15 was the Whisper of Pike moment, right? That was the big moment of that season. This year, they might change it up and make the finale the big one. But the last battle of the Whisper War, we're going to have Beta and his horde attacking Alexandria, and everyone's going to be scattered. We're going to have Maggie returning in that episode, so there's a lot of things to look forward to. Negan says, I held up my end, now you hold up yours. And then we see Carol just walking away, and then Negan doesn't go with her. So what's going on here? It seems like there was some kind of deal going on, and I have heard that we are going to see, I guess, how their deal formed, or it's something like that anyway. So I do wonder what Carol was supposed to do, because why isn't he going back to Alexandria? He seemed to be fine with Alexandria. There didn't seem to be any issue with staying there. He was happy spending time with Judith when he could and talking with whoever, right? Like he was planting tomatoes, picking tomatoes, whatever. He seemed pretty happy. So why isn't he going back? I'm guessing because him leaving like that, something really bad could happen. So I think what he's trying to do here is tell Carol, you know what escaping Alexandria is going to do to me. Now when I go back there, it's going to be a lot worse. We made this deal so that when I do come back, you're going to, maybe vouch for me for staying within the community, helping out this and that. And Carol, if she doesn't follow through with that, I'm gonna be a little like, really? Which is hilarious because I've always been on like Carol's side of things for the most part. I mean, I'm not really on any character side. I try to see the good in all characters for the most part, but with Carol's record as of, just the second half of the season, I guess kind of all season really, if she doesn't follow through with this with Negan, that's not really that's such a shitty thing to do to Negan, honestly, and it could be a good way for us to sympathize more with him, just because a lot of people still don't like Negan, and so something like that to happen, you might just feel bad for him in general. Now, Negan does find this old house here, and then Daryl's there. I'm assuming that Daryl was already staying in this house or something like that, because I doubt Daryl like kicked in the door, walked in, and then, I think Daryl was already staying here, and then Negan just walked in the house that Daryl was staying in, which is just hilarious. Now, obviously, Daryl's not going to kill him. Obviously, they're going to work some stuff out. And I think this is the most exciting part that or I guess the part that I'm looking forward to the most is them coming back together again. I really want to see how that's going to work out, because is Daryl just going to kill him there? No, obviously not, because Negan's a big character. That's not going to happen. So what's going to happen? We're going to see Daryl's reaction to that. He's probably going to confess about, what happened between him and Carol. Daryl's probably going to make Negan come back to Alexandria or something like that. And then I imagine some Whisper Horde stuff with Beta is going to happen. And then they're both going to be forced to work together. I actually think these two characters now are going to remain together for the remainder of the season. I don't think they're going to separate. They're going to be working together whether or not Daryl likes it, to be honest. And then we see Eugene here. He tells everyone about the Commonwealth, or I guess he doesn't really know about the Commonwealth, but he says that he has to go meet someone in like a week or whatever. And so I guess it's probably been a couple days since then, but he has to go meet this person. And so him, Ezekiel, and Yumiko leave to meet the Commonwealth. And so I'm starting to think that this might be the final scene of the episode. We might actually meet the princess. That might be the very last shot or last scene of the episode, is them coming across the princess, and then she just says something or whatever, and she just looks really insane. And it's like, whoa, that's weird as hell, because she wears like this pink feathery jacket. It's crazy. So if they're comic accurate with that, all of us are going to be like, what the, you know what I mean? Episode ends, and then there's going to be a bunch of other stuff too that happens, obviously, throughout the episode. Now we have this shot here of Beta, and I don't really recognize the area. I feel like I probably should recognize the area, but I don't. I think this is a new area. Like, I really don't recognize any of this. And so he seems to be gathering his horde. He's gathering one last fight because Alpha's dead. I think he's on a mission to end everything, to end it all, honestly, even himself and the Whisperers and everything. I think he wants to bring death to all of them, and I think this is his like last and final push with all of it. And so that's what, if you're not a comic fan, that's what I would say expect next. This is the final phase of the Whisperer War now. We had Alpha's death, we had some of the battling going on beforehand, some of the border stuff before, the conflicts with, staying on each side of the border, Alpha staying all that with the Whisper Pikes, blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to have the very last phase, which is, like I said, Beta bringing death to all of them. And now that huge horde that we saw in season 9, he's going to unleash that on Alexandria. At least if they follow the comic, he's going to do that. And so our characters are going to be in the middle of hundreds and thousands of zombies. Maggie's also going to be returning, and I imagine she's going to return with the Commonwealth. At least that kind of lines up in my opinion. So yeah, something's happening with all this, and I'm really interested in seeing what exactly. Is Beta gonna die this season? Who knows, right? Like, he could easily survive into season 11. I have a really hard time believing that Beta is going to die in the finale. I just have a really hard time believing it. But obviously, Angela Kang changes up stuff all the time from the comics, so it could happen. As for when is everyone going to find out about Rick, I don't think it's going to happen in this episode. And Judith in Michonne's final episode, when Michonne was like, well, I can't leave you because obviously we're dealing with the Whisperers and stuff like that. And then Judith was like, no, don't worry, it's done. Or I can't remember exactly what she said. But how would she know that they already dealt with Alpha? That's why I'm wondering if they're dealing with time a little bit. And you guys could like correct me if I'm wrong down below. But I feel like that scene that happened there could line up with an episode that happens like a week from or 2 weeks from now, or like episode 15 or 16. Because Judith isn't in this episode. If you notice in the trailer, she's not anywhere. So I think the timing of all of this is a little off. And the scene that happens between Michonne and Judith, that could line up with like the finale to the season sort of thing. Something is really weird with it anyways. And yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that reveal to everyone else this season. I think that's something that has to happen. But that could be something that they're saving for season 11, you know, just to build that anticipation, that excitement to get that reveal. I don't know. We'll see. But post all your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the trailer. What are your predictions for episode 14? I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.